Hello, hello, hello. Facebook, streaming Facebook, my business Facebook page, Tailor Made Training for You. FIMP for my imperfect, non judgmental people. Twitch, my YouTube, Wednesboy Mindset. Please subscribe to that. So, how you good people doing today? Hope everybody's doing good. Feel free at any time to comment, speak your piece. You are tuning in to the No Judgment Zone with me, Sean Taylor, discussing topics with no judgment. Discussing topics with no judgments. Welcome to the No Judgment Zone. It means exactly what it says. There are no judgments. No matter what topic that we're discussing, there are no judgments. I'm not judging you. When I bring guests on, we're not judging each other. We're not even entertaining judgmental comments. This is the no judgment zone. So, discussing topics with no judgments. There's no right or wrong, no rhyme or reason. You have a voice. You can speak your opinion. Your opinion will be respected, and that's just it. This is not about a debate. It's about not no social going back and forth. This is not about no toxic arguments or anything like that. It's pretty much the no judgment zone, discussing topics with no judgments. If at any time that you may not agree with anything I said, you are entitled to tune me out. You don't have to tune in. You don't have to support or even like it. Okay? So it's not that type of party anyway, but I feel as if I'm going, I have to put that disclaimer out there anyway, just so the people will know. So, the title of this podcast is, Do We Have the Right to Judge People? Do we have the right to judge people? So, before I get into the topic, I was conversing with my cousin who lives down in Tampa, and he didn't even know about my podcast. Thought I told him about it, but obviously I didn't tell him about it. So he, as we discussed, and he's like, "Oh, okay, what kind of podcast is you one of those people?" Blah 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 blah. I was like, "Bro, I ain't even said nothing yet, cuz. Let me get out and let me explain what it is." He said, "What's the title of the podcast?" I said, "It's the No Judgment Zone, discussing topics with no judgment." There was a little bit of silence, and then boom, there was excitement. He said, "Now that's what I'm talking about." Most things you hear about, they're tearing people apart, they're judging people, they're saying what people should or should not be doing. I didn't want to be that type of person, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a strong believer, like Gwen taught me, to each his own. You're not entitled to judge nobody. There's only one judge that sits high and looks low. But everybody sits on their high horse as if they're perfect, going around judging this person and judging that person. Talking about this person, talking about that person, what they should or what they should not be doing. So I think unless I'm perfect, then I can't judge anybody. And there's no one perfect. But let it be known on a daily basis, somebody is judging somebody for something every single day. Somebody is judging somebody for something and they did the same exact thing. While that person's business is in the street, their secret is hidden behind closed doors. That's what people do. Stop. What I want you. This is a little advice. Stop comparing yourself to people, okay, who hide their mess better than you do. Don't compare yourself to those people because they're in the same boat. The difference is they just hide it better. It took me years to understand that fact. It took me years to understand what Gwen, my mother, was trying to tell me. And like, it's very important for you not to be judgmental, because when you start to be judgmental and that spotlight gets on you, baby, that lamp is hot. It's extremely hot. Then you can't handle it. But you go around and you're judging people every single day. But when it's time for you to be judged, now you in your feelings. Now you feeling some type of way. But that's how that story always goes. Some people they can't handle the things that they dish out. That's almost like sore losers. They love winning, but the minute they lose, they going crazy, combative, volatile. angry, just besides themselves. But they glorify another person's defeat, but they don't like when somebody glorifies in there. See, life is funny. The big man upstairs has a sense of humor, which some people have a tendency of forgetting about. It's funny how life can be one way this year, and it can suddenly change within a blink of an eye. Within a blink of an eye. The stories growing up and going to church. I remember going to church Monday night youth Bible drill, Wednesday night Bible study, Friday night prayer and terror service, Sunday night Sunday school, Sunday evening. Then you got going back again for a second and third time, and it was just constant. But one thing I do, I tell people all the time, the greatest gift my mother ever gave me was introducing me to that man that sits high and looks low. The greatest gift. Bigger than money, bigger than any materialistic thing, because once, I'm one to tell anybody, look, dude, I don't walk on water. I have no halo over my head. I'm perfectly imperfect. That's where I stand. I know where I stand with him, and at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody else thinks. That's all that matters to me, and I'm sure that's all that matters to him. So I don't. It took me so many years to get to the point to where not to even be pressed or even concerned or to totally be unbothered by people that's walking around here like me, breathing the same air I breathe, bleeding the same blood that I bleed. Blood red like mine. They blood ain't blue. It ain't purple. It ain't green. It ain't fuchsia. It ain't pink. It ain't yellow. It's red just like mine. So it took me years to get to the point of not worrying about what people think, because they ain't got a heaven or hell to put me in. So why would I even be pressed, or why would I even be bothered? You're going to say what you say and think what you think and do what you do. It's neither here nor there with me. I ain't got no beef with you, Smooth, but I'm not going to entertain the nonsense, because when you get to being a grown-ass person, certain things doesn't even entertain you. Certain things you're not even impressed by. Certain things you don't even get into. You can think whatever you want to think. You can judge me. Judge me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've acknowledged the difference between me and you. I acknowledge all my BS. Every single thing. All the mess up, the cheating, the lying, the getting in trouble with the law. Judge. I really don't care. Maybe you ain't got nothing else to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? Judging is for, my mother always said, judgmental people are the weakest. Because it's easy to do that. It's easy to judge, to take time to comprehend and understand. It's easy to judge than to put yourself in that other person's shoes. It's easy to judge than to get to the root of the problem or the issue to sort of try to rectify the situation. It's very sad and pathetic to judge others. If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. In the good book, it says, "Hey, he without sin cast the first stone." Bam. So my thing about it is, with that right there, I remember having a long conversation with my mom about that one topic out of the BIBLE, where she said, this right here, Sean, I just put this in perspective for your whole entire life, no matter what you go through, no matter what you've done. Put this in perspective. He without sin cast the first stone. That right there, that man up there is telling you, you ain't got no right to be judging anybody. Period. If you're not man or woman to take the time to understand and to comprehend or to have an open mind, because the thing with closed-minded people, their mouth is always open. So I don't even entertain closed-minded people, because they just see things one way. They one-dimensional. They can't multitask. They see things just one way, because they have no open mind. but then want others to have to be open-minded to this situation. That's not even how that works. That's not how that works. But I digress with that fact. For all the perfect people, this podcast ain't for you. For all the people who've never done anything wrong, this podcast ain't for you. For all the judgmental people, this podcast ain't for you. For everybody who's got all the answers to this life stuff figured out, this ain't for you. For all the people who've got the perfect marriage and the perfect man and the perfect woman, this podcast ain't for you. It's just not for you. You need to go to those people who's got those judgmental podcasts, whomever they may be. Those podcasts are for you. But this is the no judgment zone, discussing topics with no judgments. Period. It's called the no judgment zone for a reason. It's in remembrance of Gwen, my mother, just like my private group on Facebook for imperfect, non-judgmental people is in remembrance of Gwen, my mother. The only person that taught me to try your best to live this life being non-judgmental. See, everything goes right back to our mental. Everything goes right back here. And I've said it plenty of times. You guys have heard me on different video segments. My mom always told me, Sean, in order for any marriage, relationship between a man and woman to ever work, you must take judgments out of it, because as long as they're judgments, people can't be their true, authentic self with you. They're not going to fully open up to you in 100% transparency, because at some point throughout y'all journey together, you've been judging them. You want them to talk to you, but they can't because you constantly judge them. You want them to open up and just divulge yourself to them, but they can't because you have judged them. They don't tell you anything. They'll tell everybody else before they tell you, because you're going to pick it apart. And again, you are going to judge them. So the question is, do we have the right to judge people? No, the hell we don't. You can mind screw yourself into believing your own pathetic BS and thinking that you have a right to judge people. The hardest thing for me to have swallowed what my mom told me, and I was just like, I'm looking at her. One thing I've never done, and one thing I never was a disrespectful child. Did a lot of things bad in my life, but never was disrespectful to my elders, was never disrespectful to the people in my family, never disrespectful to my mother. I still beat myself up by fussing about, and it really wasn't fussing, but it kind of was fussing. But I'm not talking about in an argumentative type sense or raising my voice or cursing or anything like that, because there'll be I wouldn't even allow myself to curse at my mother, because I had a certain reverence of respect when it comes to her. She was my mother. Right or wrong, my job was to respect her. The book says, honor thy mother and father, and your days shall be long upon this earth. A lot of people are taken out quickly because of, part of it maybe, they have no reverence of respect. You got young people, they don't respect nothing. They don't respect you don't respect your own parents. Man, disrespect in the era that I was raised, you borderline gonna lose your life to stand up and talk sideways out your mouth, even to murmur or to talk up under your breath. You getting something thrown at you or something. One thing for certain and two things for sure. Gwen didn't play. Grandma Louise definitely didn't play. Auntie Deborah definitely didn't play. So I got a lot of whoopings, we used to call it back in the day. Whatever they could find, that's what they dealt with. Just the fear of those women kept me straight. Just the fear of those women kept me saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. There was no room, there was no tolerance for disrespect. It's the same rule I have with my own freaking kids. And I'm hard and I'm not deviating. I don't care what nobody thinks about that. You do for yours what you need to do. I don't even need your opinion about mine. Do you? You know, they grow up to start putting their foot in your behind, and that's your own problem. Deal with that. But good luck with that. Tough on you. So anyway, do we have the right to judge people? Think about it. You don't. Even if you think you justified, you do not. You don't. You don't. Once you start judging people, oh, that thing is coming back around. And it's going to come in one of those uncomfortable times that you don't want it to happen. Because why? Because you are a judgmental ass. Sometimes people ask me things and they be like, Sean, what you think? I'd be like, man, I ain't even got an opinion. 100% transparency. I'm like, man, listen, when people come to me and be like, Sean, you keep that to, I say, listen. You ain't even got to waste your breath in telling me something and tell me to keep it to myself. See, the street code is there's no dry snitching, there's no pillow talking. Whatever you tell me stays right there between you and me. I tell people all the time, I will come to you in private. You gonna snitch on me before I ever snitch on me. Because why? We come from two different paths. See, a loyalty thing is no matter whatever the problem is, we keep that in-house. In-house can mean between you and me. In-house between me and my wife, my woman, or whatever, that stays in this house. It ain't got nothing to do with your friends. It ain't got nothing to do with your family. Once you start leaking stuff that I came to you in confidence, you will never get anything deep, personal from me, ever. Ever. You can beg till the cows come home. Sean, open up to me. Open up to me. No, bruh. No, sis. I know you. I already see how you. I see how you rock with yours. I can't come and talk to you about nothing because your moves are like this. You shaky. Your moves are finicky. Can't talk to you nothing. Can't talk to you about nothing. Can't really tell you about myself because you're too sensitive and you're too freaking brittle. So I can't be myself around you. I really can't. Because imagine being married to somebody, right? Or being in a relationship with somebody, right? And everything you say, they judging and picking it apart. Everything you do, they judging and picking it apart. Every problem you go through, they judging and picking it apart. Every feeling you feel, they judging and picking it apart. What do you really have at the end of the day when the person that you wake up with in the morning to go to bed at night is judging and picking you apart? And you never do that to them. So what do you truly have at the end of the day? You ain't got nothing. You have nothing. To be with someone, you should be able to come to them in your butt naked truth and just be yourself. And you don't have to feel uneasy about it. Do we have the right to judge people? Nope. But we tell ourselves we do every day in our actions, our attitude, our persona, our aura. Sitting up on a high horse like we are perfect. You know what would be dope? And to some may not be so dope. If everybody's deep, dark secrets were divulged. Everything they ever did wrong in secret was out in the open. See how much you loved and you like then. Hmm? You dig? I mean, see how much you are loved and liked then when all your junk, when you just out there butt ass naked, all your stuff is out there. I mean, every single thing you ever done wrong. Some people need that to happen so they can see what it feels like to be judged and picked apart constantly, continuously. People really think you're going to live this life. People really think that they Jesus up in this joint. You really going to walk this life and ain't going to never mess up. You screwed anyway because you're in this fleshly body, and subconsciously you screwing up every day, and even in your thought process. But you walk around here judging people like you're perfect. You walk around here judging people like you've never lied. You walk around here judging people like you've never made a mistake. You walk around here judging people like you just not trying. You are not trying to figure out how this life stuff works. Every day we're in school, baby. Every day we're in school. We're in the school of life. Every day you're in school. You still in school. I don't care how many degrees you got, how much education you have. I don't care if you got a PhD by your name. Oh, what do you do? You still in school, baby. You're in school of life. Ain't nobody got this life stuff figured out. Nothing but the creator of it. That's about it. None of us, we don't have this life stuff figured out. You can come to me and feel however you feel about whatever situation, whatever problem, whatever circumstance, even about me. I'm not going to sit up there and judge you. But one thing I'm not going to let you do is sit up there and judge me. I'm not going to sit up there and listen to it. Because if I got any type of history with you, I have seen you with my own eyes screw up. Never made you feel bad about it. Never brought it up 24/7. Never kept it over your head. Never used it as a bargaining chip with you or in a kind of subliminal blackmail with you. Constantly guilting you, constantly reminded you of your mind. Let me tell you something, people. Contrary to popular belief, everybody that messes up, they kind of know they messed up. You do know that, right? It is not your freaking job to remind them every freaking day, Monday through Sunday, of they mess up. They got to live with it. They got to live with their mistakes. They got to live with them falling short. They got to live with the humiliation and the embarrassment of that mistake. Who the hell are you to be constantly reminding them of that mistake? You know, there are people in 2021 that I'm protecting their name, but they didn't throw all kinds of shit on mine. But I'm protecting them. When you can destroy somebody in a day with all the information and data that you have, and you choose to protect them, but they choose to shit on your name, it shows their character. And they sitting there judging yours when they have no character. Just because you are a character don't mean that you have character. But you got people that do that hypocritical nonsense all day, every day. Case in point. America, man. America. Home of the free. Home of the brave. A man or woman can mess up, right? This is how judgmental, condescending, and hypocritical our entire world is. It's a joke. A man or woman can pay their debt to society. 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. Serve their time, pay their debt to society, lose their family, lose their job, lose every dollar they ever had, live in the embarrassment because everybody knows it, and come out here and can't even find one of these weak ass jobs out here. Lose. I've never understood losing your right to vote. When most of those uppity asses got so many skeletons in your closet. The only difference between people that are locked up and people aren't locked up is the people that locked up got caught. And you got people walking around here in their Brooks Brothers suit on their white collar jobs, walking around here like they freaking perfect and got all kinds of bullshit in their closet, but got the audacity to judge somebody. How beautiful would it be to go in everybody's closet and pull out all their bullshit? You'll look left, right, front, and back, and then you will see we are all the same. There are people that's carrying secrets right now that only them and somebody else knows about. But they judging people. Doing dirt on a daily basis. Hiding it. But they judging people. Looking down on people. Marking with their nose up in the air that they're above everybody. And they got bullshit in their closet. But yet and still, they're judging people. I don't care who in the hell you may think you are. You ain't got no freaking right to judge nobody. I don't care if you the Pope. You ain't got no right to judge nobody. I don't care what pulpit you sit in, how many churches you got. I don't care who you think you are. You have no right to judge nobody. Period. Think what you want, say what you say, feel how you feel about it. I ain't gonna lose a millisecond of sleep off of what you feel about what I say, because you're probably talking about me right now, been talking about me for years, been talking about me every day. I don't care. Your opinion about me don't matter. Newsflash, it never did. I mean, if we're going to be open, candid, and transparent, your opinion about me has never mattered to me. I just basically entertained your dud ass. I've entertained you for all these years. But I never lived my life and based my decisions off of your opinion of me. And I never will. My moves is based off of what I want to do, not your opinion. Your opinions is not going to make me choose to be with this person or that person. Your opinions of me is not going to make me marry this person or that person. Your opinion of me is not going to actually take this person out my circle and put this person in my circle. I don't give a damn about your opinions. I really don't. Because I can sit and talk to a person and have a conversation with them. The conversation and what comes out their mouths would tell me how their mental mindset really is. That's all I need to know. You want to know how a person's mindset is? Watch them talk. You want to know if a person is simple-minded or not? Watch how they talk. Simple-minded people talk about other people. They ain't got discussions of ideas or creativity or trying to elevate mentally in a positive realm of things. Their job is to be a part of the nose patrol or that rumor mill. People have came to me and talked about best friends of mine, and I have checked their asses exactly where they stand. Because people that I love and I care about, that are close to my heart, you're not going to come in my face and talk about them. I'm going to check them and not care about how you feel about it. I don't care if it's the mother of my kids. You ain't going to say nothing negative about them. I don't care who you are. you're not going to say nothing negative about them. Period. People that I care about and I keep close to my heart, I'm not going to let you come and talk about them and judge them. Not in my presence. Because by the time I finish going off on you, you're going to know not to come at me sideways like that ever again. Period. People, you got churches out here, you got all these different things out here, all these different organizations. Some people proclaim, oh, you can come as you are, but yet and still they picking that person apart because they look different or dress different. They don't have this or they don't have that. They don't have this level of education. They don't have this type of clothing. They live in this type of house, not that type of house. They drive in this type of car, not that type of car. They got this amount of money in the bank and not that amount of money in the bank. The hell is you to judge them? Oh, they did this, they did this. I'm like, man, so you messed up and they messed up because their mistakes are different from yours. So there's a mistake severity. There's a mistake severity list. Oh, well, you did this, so your severity level is higher than mine. My severity level is at number 12. Your severity level is number 3. But fool, we both messed up. We both made mistakes. You have no right to judge nobody. You don't. So whatever you're thinking in your little feeble mind, thinking that you do have the credibility and you do have the right to judge people, you don't. I mean, unless you God, it's best that you just shut your mouth, because the minute you start opening your mouth about people, what's funny, I've seen this in life. When people start judging other people, I mean, really judging other people, it's funny, that thing comes right back around and they get exposed for something that's embarrassment. Now they get the feel of that. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. It's funny how that happens. When you start judging people, and then all of a sudden you get yourself in a situation that you never thought you would ever be in. Yeah, man. And now the spotlight's on you. Welcome to my world. How does it feel? Don't feel so good, does it? Don't feel so good for people to tear you apart and pick you apart and depict you as this and depict you as that. Now you got to try to figure out, how am I going to deal with this? How do I maneuver around this? It's not that easy. That's why it's important to train your mind every day. So you got to train your mind to have tunnel vision to the bullshit of this life and people in this life. But that's daily training of the mind. The reason people struggle so much in this life, because they neglect to train their mind daily. Period. People say, I don't know, man. I want to start working out, man. I'll start and I quit. And I'll start and I quit. Man, I done joined the gym 20 different times. You're going about it wrong. Transformation of the body, losing weight, dropping body fat, gaining lean muscle tissue, has nothing to do with the physical. You have to train that mind and get that mind right in order to sustain it, in order to have the drive, in order to have the consistency. So you're not constantly being on that yo-yo effect. You're not constantly starting something and stopping. You're not constantly succumbing to defending your excuses and your procrastinations. You're not leaning on every time life stuff happens, then you just quit. No, man. It's your mind. Your mind isn't there. Because when your mind is there, your mind is going to tell you, hey, Sean, this isn't change just for the moment. This is lifestyle change. This has to be a part of your life every day. There's no place for weakness, no room for softness when you're on that fitness journey. Because when you have that weakness and you have that softness, you eventually is going to quit. Because you're going to say it's too hard. No one wants to do hard. Everybody wants easy. No one wants to work for nothing when everything in this life requires hard work. Everybody want to get married. They committed. They say they're committed, but when it comes time to be committed to the commitment, they start scratching their head and doing the backstroke. No one wants to fight through nothing. No one wants to work through nothing. My grandma used to tell me all the time, and I used to think it was garbage. I used to think it was trash. She said, there's not a problem in this world that can't be rectified or fixed, Sean. People choose to quit. People choose to give up. People choose not to fight. And they're going to gas themselves up with all kinds of excuses. Oh, it shouldn't mean it's hard. Let me tell you something, man. I'm going to tell you something about marriage, dude. If you ain't got the mindset that shit going to be work, and you got to work even harder once you get that last name, it will strongly behoove you not to walk your dud ass through nobody's altar. Don't do it. Don't do it, because now you thought the relationship was, the girlfriend-boyfriend thing. Yeah. That marriage shit is a whole different dynamic, and you gonna have to work. See, everybody think they're entitled to this. I'm entitled to this guy, and I'm entitled to this woman. You ain't entitled to a damn thing if you don't have the mindset to work hard at it every single day. There ain't no days off, baby. Don't get married if you looking for days off. It's work every single day. Laziness, lackadaisicalness, there's no room for that. There's no room for that. You got to work hard every day. You got to work hard every day to be non-judgmental. You got to work hard every day to see somebody that messed up, and they messed up royally. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball hard. But you got to look at that situation and look at yourself and be like, am I perfect enough to judge that individual? Have I never messed up ever in my life to judge that individual? Who am I to judge that individual? Who am I to throw stones and I'm living in a whole damn glass house? Who am I? I got the audacity to judge somebody of all the times that I done screwed up? When you see somebody do something wrong, like, oh man, I'm glad my junk ain't out there, because you got skeletons. You got bullshit in your closet. And you sitting up there judging. Let me tell you something, man. You can't judge nobody when you got shit in your closet, bro. Sis. You setting yourself up. Talking about this, talking down on that woman, talking down on that man, talking down on this person, talking about down on that person. And then when your junk, when you get exposed, now you can't handle it. But hold on, man, just last year and the year before, you were judging everybody. Be very, very, very careful. My mom used to run my mouth. She said, baby, be very, very, very careful now. Be very, very careful in judging anybody. She said, Sean, my best advice, son, for you would be, and this would just, Sean, it just keeps you out of all the nonsense, and it just keeps the spotlight. It's just best not to judge nobody, baby. She said, it's just, if you live by that rule of thumb, being non-judgmental has its benefits. You don't have to worry about all the nonsense that everybody else is going through because you're not judging and picking people apart. Being non-judgmental, Sean, has its benefits. People will feel comfortable to come to you because they know I can tell Sean anything. He ain't gonna look at me different. He ain't gonna act different from me the next day. He ain't gonna be looking at me sideways with one eye open and one eye closed. He ain't gonna be talking to me differently. He gonna be the same regardless. If you got a man or woman, a husband or a wife, and you wonder why they ain't talking to you, at some point throughout that juncture, throughout that journey, you have judged them and picked them apart, so they don't talk to you no more. Now you open up the floodgates for them to go talk to somebody else. Now you open up the floodgates for something else to happen. Now you open up the floodgates for curiosity. Now you open up the floodgates for the cleanup man or the cleanup woman. Then you all asked out. You know why? Because you couldn't stop judging him. You could not stop judging her. You could not stop picking him apart. You couldn't stop picking her apart. Now he ain't never coming home, and now she ain't never coming home. You did that. You served him up on a silver platter with your damn judgments. Tough on you. Now you're asked out. It's best to get on that non-judgmental train and get off of that judgmental plane. It's best to get, baby, just stop judging. Just stop judging. Stop judging. If you want a relationship, a marriage, if you want something that's going to be phenomenal, take judgments out of it. If you want a best friend in a relationship or a marriage, take the damn judgments out of it. If you want them to come to you and open up and divulge everything, the deep, dark secrets, take the judgments out of it. Don't bring it up next year. Don't bring it up 2 years from now. Don't bring it up 6 months from now in the next 90 days. Take the judgments out of it. See, when you constantly bringing up stuff that the person did wrong, you are judging them every single time. You take them right back to that damn place, the time and the date and the day that they screwed up, and you keep it over your head, and you wonder why they don't talk to you and they don't tell you nothing. And you be like, baby, why you don't tell me nothing? Baby, you just don't talk to me no more. They don't even take the time. They don't even entertain the explanation with you no more. Because you didn't judge them and pick them apart so much. You have sabotaged your own relationship, not the mistake. Your judgments have sabotaged it. It is what it is. See, these are the times where you have to get mentally in tune with yourself. You have to start gut checking your bullshit. The thing about the truth, nobody likes it. And I've said it before, the truth ain't sexy. It's not appealing. It ain't. People get mad when you start telling the truth. People start getting any feelings when you're telling the truth. People start feeling some type of way when you tell the truth. Listen, we can have difference of opinions. I ain't got no right to judge you. You ain't got no right to judge me. I'm not going to judge you. You can sit up here. We can have a full discussion, and you can say what you say, and I'll be like, you know what? I don't agree with that. And you could be like, okay. I can say something that you don't agree with. He's like, well, Sean, I don't agree with it. All right. Because you are entitled to your opinions. But through that whole conversation, there was no judgments at all. We just agreed to disagree. Just because we have different perspectives doesn't make there's a wrong or a right. My cousin said something about the title of my podcast. He said, Sean, you know why I love the no judgment zone, discussing topics with no judgments? He said, man, you have set people up in a positive realm to come be the transparent self, to say anything, and it's reciprocated back. They have a voice now. that somebody can really listen to them and they not picking them apart and tearing them apart and judging them. He say, Sean, just because of you, I'm finna reactivate my Facebook so I can look at all your podcasts, so I can catch every last one of them. He say, just because I'm in love with that title. That was dope, man. I said, cuz, for real? He said, man, you just don't understand, bro. He said, there's so many things out here, platforms and podcasts. They just judging and picking apart, judging and picking apart, judging and picking apart, judging and picking apart, and thinking they having some forward movement, which they don't. Yeah, they may have a lot of people subscribing to their stuff or whatever, but our whole world is a cesspool of negative, toxic individuals who love gossip, rumors. When things go bad, they gravitate towards that. But things of logical common sense and things of positivity, not so much. That's the world we live in. It's the blind leading the stupid. It is. It's self-evident. You see it every day. But he said, that's what is so refreshing. He said, dude, that title is dope. He said, dude, I got to check out your podcast. I said, yeah, bro. I said, man, check them out, man. I said, bro, I mean that. I mean that. It means something to me because it's got my mom in it, just wrapped up all in it. Because when my mom taught me about being non-judgmental, non-judgmental, I ain't buying it first. I didn't buy in. You know, when you're young, you think you know everything. Nobody can tell you nothing when you're in your 20s. You got this whole life thing figured out. You got people that have been on this earth 40, 50, 60 years longer than you. They trying to tell you, hey, if you do this, if you touch that stove, it's going to be hot. But you like, nah, I got a better way. All right. And as soon as you touch it, I told you it's going to be hot. Some people think hot water ain't hot. Turn on the hot water. Oh, it's hot. But some people think hot water ain't hot. All my mom would do, she would just chuckle, shake her head, and she just keep it moving. I told you it was hot, son. You ain't got to listen to me. Been here 40-some years before me. But I'm right, and she wrong. She been right as rain about everything that she told me. And if I would have listened to that woman, if I would have listened to that woman, if I'd have listened to everything in my 20s that she told me, that my grandmother told me, that my uncle told me, that my aunt told me, if I would have just listened, my life would have been, there's a lot of things I would not have went through. You know, the old people used to have a saying, a hard head make a soft behind. My mom used to say, baby, you made that bed. You got to lay in it now. But I'm going to be here to support you. That's what she used to say. I remember when I was locked up, and I was sharing a conversation through her plexiglass, and I had the weight of shoulders looking at all them years, man. Boy, you talking about, you like, man, that junk is heavy, man. When your life is just hanging in limbo, and you don't know where it's going, you don't know how it's gonna play out. You playing Russian roulette. If I take it to trial, and I lose, I'm gonna get all this time and all this time. And they just love giving out time. They love giving out time. They love giving out time. Dope job, boy, they finna give you 1,000,000 years. They love giving out time, man. And the stupid stuff I did, boy, they had that junk stacked up. They had me dead to the right. I ain't finna even sit up there and say, oh, it wasn't me. I ain't do it. No, I ain't finna sit up and tell this lie, man. They had me dead to the right. Dead to the right. Dead to the right. But buddy, dead to the right. So my mom said, well, son, you've been through it. Your girl that came and broke up with you behind this plexiglass. She said, Sean, she wasn't the one. Strong woman, a real woman would have never came and broke up with you when you needed it most, no matter what you did. My mom was a strong believer of that. I love the old school women, man. Their mentalities was different. Today's mentality, they call them women stupid, but them women kept that. Those women kept that same man 30, 40, 50, 60 years. They ain't go through 4 or 5 different marriages. They knew what true support was. I got your back for life. They knew what that was. I ain't going to abandon you. They knew what that was. I remember hearing, hey, your husband over here, your husband in my bed right now. He in my bed right now. Okay. Monotone voice. All right. Can you do me a favor? What? When he leave, before he leave, can you tell him to bring some milk home for the kid? Boy, that was the most gangster shit I ever heard in my life. That was straight up gangster. Nah. You want him. You want me to get mad and give him to you. No, I'm not playing. I'm not going to play myself for that okie doke. Nah, I'm not going to do it. Just tell him to just tell him to go by the store and bring some milk home for the kids. You ain't going to never have nothing listening to your friends. You ain't going to never have nothing if you ain't got no fight in you. Some people on the verge of buying a dog and dying alone. Like old boy say. What's his name? Y'all know his name. That dude funny. He's hilarious. Y'all don't care though. Logic and reason. Y'all ain't even y'all don't want to hear. You don't want to hear logical. You don't want to hear the voice of reason. You want to listen to that dumb voice that's been telling you the same thing over and over. But let me go ahead and retort what I always say. If you do what you've always have done, you're going to continue to get what you have always gotten. Let me retort again. If you do what you've always have done, you are going to continuously get what you have always gotten. If you don't lose your judgmental attitude, you ain't going to have the longevity of 10, 15, 20 years with a person that you guys have built something. Y'all done went through some things and you're still standing. Y'all done been through the hurricanes and you're still standing. Y'all done been through the tornadoes and you're still standing. Y'all done been through the bad snowstorms and you're still standing. Monsoons, you're still standing. You done weathered all kinds of storms and you're still standing. See, that's what it's about. My mom used to say it all the time. She said, Sean, your generation, the problem with your generation. Oh, I say, Sean, the problem with your whole generation, y'all ain't got no fight in y'all. But then y'all expect everything. But y'all ain't got no fight in y'all. Sean, when did I raise you to be a quitter? Huh? When did I raise you to be a quitter? She said, son, you can't live this life with a quitter's mindset. You can't live this life starting stuff and never finishing. You can't live this life thinking that you're entitled to something and you ain't entitled to nothing unless you work hard for it. What time is it? We gotta watch my time. You cannot be judgmental If you're judging, my best advice is to stop. Because that thing is going to turn itself around and that gun going to be pointing right back at you to be judged. Mm. And it's funny, we never know from one day to the next what life is going to bring us. We never know what kind of drama we're going to walk into tomorrow. Things can be going 100% perfect from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed today. And you wake up tomorrow morning and it's a shit show. That's the thing. You never know from one day to the next. But one thing I'm going to tell you this, don't be judgmental. For every person who has judged me, for every person who has thrown shade on my name, for every person who has abandoned me and turned their back on me when I needed them the most, they are going through something. They have been through something. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. They have been through something. They have fallen from grace. Welcome to my world. I ain't judging them. I ain't happy to see them go through what they're going through. But that's why my mom told me, be very, very careful in judging people. The big man upstairs have a way of teaching you a life lesson. People don't believe in karma. They don't believe what comes around goes around. And here's the thing about that thing. When it comes back around, it's coming back around with a different force. It's coming back around, not in the same dynamic, but even maybe sometimes even a worse dynamic. That karma is a mother. And one thing I'm not going to get myself into, man, I ain't judging nobody, man, because that thing's something else. Look here. Looky here, man. Listen, I'm not trying to judge no man, no woman. What you do is what you do. I ain't even got an opinion of it. You can come and talk to me and ask you my advice. First of all, I'm never going to give you some negative advice that's going to hurt somebody else. I'm just going to stay neutral and give you something. I'm going to give you some positive things. You have to make the choice. My mother always told me this. She said, good advice, positive advice, is never going to be advice for you to hurt somebody else. I felt every bit of what she said. She said, good advice, positive advice, is never going to be advice to turn around and hurt somebody else, especially if they hurt you. She said, that's not the advice that you want. You want to get rid of that dumb friend. You want to stay away from that dumb family member who is setting you up. Because when that thing come back around, see, the test is your reaction. The test is your response. The test is how you handle that whole and type of situation and circumstance. That's the test. The test is going to determine, your response is going to determine whether you're going to win or whether you're going to lose. Or whether karma is going to pay you a visit. It ain't going to be tomorrow. Karma is like a thief in the night, man. It comes unexpected. And you ain't never prepared for when karma shows up. It shows up and it catches you butt naked. It catches you with your pants down. You ain't ready. You can't prepare for karma. You just can't. So my mom scared me up so much in being judgmental that I just completely stopped cold turkey. I've had people judge me left and right. But boy, when that thing come back around, boy, it's cold out there. When it's cold out there by yourself, ain't it? I know all about that, man. So if you're a judgmental person, I would strongly behoove you that you probably change that and probably stop that. Because man, when that thing come back on you and you in that spotlight, baby, woo, woo, that heat lamp is hot. Remind me of Bill Duke in Minister Society when he was interrogating old boy. You know he done fucked up, don't you? You know he done fucked up, don't you? Hey, that's exactly how it be. Stop judging people, man. I'm telling you. Stop judging these people out here. You setting yourself up. Boy, I know what's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's inevitable. And when it comes, you ain't going to be ready for it, and you ain't going to be prepared for it. It's going to catch you with your pants down. And you're going to be looking like boo-boo, the new food. You're going to be looking crazy, real foolish. You're going to be looking real, real crazy. So I tell people, man, look here, man. All the things that's going on in our social climate, people canceling people here, canceling people that, man, look here, man. Those are judgments, dude. Some straight up judgments. Straight up judgment. Be careful. Your time is coming. I ain't finna mess with nobody's livelihood. I ain't finna take nobody. I'm not gonna mess with somebody's livelihood to take away from their family. Man, people are very vindictive, conniving, manipulative. I'm not finna be that dude. Do whatever you want to do to me. I can't do nothing, man. I'm like, no. I'm be like, you know what? I'm be like, God, please give me the strength not to come back at him. And that's what I do. When I want that get back, I'm like, God, please give me the strength because I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Give me the strength not to retaliate. My mother always told me, Sean, the reason why you get blessed and these dummies don't know why dang, he messed up. Why he still getting blessed? Why good things still happen to him? Because he doesn't do dumb stuff like you do in retaliation. When things go wrong to him, now in the past, he's made some people suffer. But he has grown by listening to his mother eventually. By not retaliating, that's where that blessing comes from. To get them, I got them. They in my sights. I got them all back. Boy, they got them in my sights. Let me turn that thing 2 clicks. In my sights. 2 clicks. Control my breathing. Boy, I got them. They in my sights. Let me put the safety on, man, and put that thing down. Because I need every blessing. I need every freaking blessing. So let me put that gun down. The big man upstairs said, I got him. I know what you're going through. I know what they did. I know they didn't try to sabotage your name. I know they didn't try to ruin your business. I know what they did. I got you. Don't retaliate. You can ruin them. You can embarrass them. You can kill their reputation. You can kill their reputation so bad to make them want to move to a different country. Not a state, but a different country. Don't retaliate. I got you. I got your back. Yeah, you messed up, son. I know you did. Yeah, you did wrong. Yeah, you did. But you came to me, you got it straight. That's what matters. You tried to go to them and get it straight. They ain't want to hear nothing to you. They pooped on your apology. They pooped on your remorse. But I got you. I see what they're doing. Don't judge them and don't retaliate. Because what I can do, and the lesson that I can teach them is way more than anything that you can even fathom or imagine, Sean, in retaliating against them. That's why I don't retaliate. I know so much stuff that people done said behind my back, man, and people done. I know, man. Sean, how you know? Man, I got eyes everywhere. I know MFers that know MFers. It's true. I know mofos that know mofos. It's easy to find stuff. Easy to get who said what and who did what. Even if they lie, oh, I didn't say that. I said, oh, okay. See, I'm always gonna play chess because I already know the answer. But I'm just gonna play chess with them. I'm not gonna play checkers with them. I'm gonna play chess. I make them think that I'm playing checkers, but all along I'm playing chess because I know they don't understand the chess moves. They don't even understand the chess game. They don't even know the rules of the chess game. They don't even know the pieces, that each piece move in a different manner, and each piece has a purpose, and each piece has a mission to bring the kingdom down. So I'm always gonna play chess with you. I'm always thinking. And that's my advantage, because you don't think. You surface think. I think beneath the surface and way above the surface and everything in between. Keep playing checkers. See how that works out for you. Don't be judgmental. Do we, you and I, have the right to judge people? No, we don't. Even if we think we are justified, we don't have the right to judge nobody. No right. I'm going to take off this hat now. Put my glasses on so I can read these comments. So, yeah, Ness, you know it. I only got Ness on here. Brother ain't getting no love today. What's funny is when Ness said, what's funny is when you take all the cards about you away, they have nothing left to play with. Deuces, silly rabbit tricks. Ness, I love that boy. My boy Elliot Ness is on the scene. I love it, man. I love it, man. Ness, that's so true. Let me repeat what Ness said. He says, what's funny is when you take all the cards about you away, they have nothing left to play with. Deuces, silly rabbits, tricks are for kids. I'm going to expound on what Ness said. See, here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing about owning your BS. See, when you own it, and you take accountability and responsibility for your BS, it's hard to use that against the person. Because when you are desperate and trying to use what they've already owned and what they've already taken responsibility for and what they've already taken accountability for, you look like you're desperate and reaching, and you look real dumb, because in other people's eyes, it's like, well, Sean already admitted that. Yeah, he admitted that too. And yeah, he admitted that too. All they can say is like, oh, you ain't got nothing. Now you look stupid. Now you walk around looking stupid. Walk around with that Eli face. So my thing about it is that own your stuff, man. Let them judge you. Judge me. Talk about me. I get off on it. I love it. That means I'm on your mind. That's just the way I see it. I'm on your mind. I mean, I'm on your mind that tough. I ain't thinking about you like that, but obviously you thinking about me like that. I done moved on. I'm doing my own thing. I ain't worried about the past. I ain't worried about what left me. I didn't worry about what tried to sabotage me. It is what it is. But I'm not finna sit there and entertain it. I got better things to do. I'm going this way. I'm trying to go this way. You still stuck. Now look at you. You stuck. You're going through a whole lot of different things. Life is funny. Boy, life is funny. My grandmother used to say all the time. She said, Sean, things don't always remain the same, son. Tough times don't always remain the same, son. Positions don't always remain the same, son. Days don't always remain the same. My grandmother used to always say, just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Things gonna change. It's funny how those same people that they keep doing you wrong, tried to destroy you, tried to ruin you, they're going to look up and they're going to be, you are the person they're going to need. Life is funny, but that is pure gospel truth there. But that's all I got. And I'm going to sum this up with a final thought. If you are perfect, then judge. If you've never made a mistake, then judge. If you've never done anything wrong, then judge. If you have no BS in your closet, in your past or whatnot, or nothing, then judge. If you have nothing that you've done wrong that's not hidden or in secret, then judge. But if you are without sin or mistakes and you're perfectly perfect, you unblemished, then judge. But if you don't meet any of those criteria, it's in your best interest to not judge. It's in your best interest to understand. It's in your best interest to try to see how that feels when the shoes are on your feet. I'll start judging people when I'm perfect too. But since I'm in no danger, and the big man upstairs knows I'm never going to be perfect, and I'm in no danger at all of ever becoming perfect, you'll never have to worry about Sean Patrick Taylor ever judging you, period. You'll never have to worry about telling me something, I'm going to tell it to somebody else, period. You never have to worry about divulging something that you're going through and me pillow talking to somebody else, period. You'll never have to worry about whatever you say to me, you're going to hear it again in the street. I live by a different code. You can come to me in confidence, it's going to stay right there. It ain't going nowhere, period. We got over 7 billion people on this planet. If you even got one person who accepts you for who you are, where you are, in your butt naked truth, with zero judgments, you, my friend, have found a rare greatness. If you want your relationships to work, if you want your marriage to work, I'm not no relationship or marriage guru, but if you take judgments out of it, maybe you can get your best friend back. If you take judgments out of it, maybe they'll come to you instead of other people with their problems. If you take judgments out of it, maybe they'll want to just draw closer to you, just want to be around you because you're not picking them apart. You're not making them feel guilty. You're not doing these condescending type of words and statements like they stupid that they don't get what you're saying. Stop judging them and stop picking them apart. Stop being a headache, stop being a war, and start being a peace. And maybe, just maybe, you can get that thing, that relationship or that marriage where you want it to be. Hey man, that's it. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Y'all stay easy. I hope somebody got something out of it. Please, you can check it out. You can follow me on my regular Facebook page, Sean Taylor, my business Facebook page, Tailor Made Training for You. My private group, if you're looking for somewhere to go to where you can actually speak your truth, speak without being judged and looking down or picked apart, for imperfect, non-judgmental people only, F.I.N.P. Follow me on my Instagram at driven.motivated21. Please, please, please subscribe to my podcast at Gwen's Boys Mindset on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Listen, that's all I got. Our next podcast will probably be on Wednesday. You know, my birthday is on Friday. You know, God will and I live. That's going to be a great day to celebrate, because there's one time in my life I was living reckless. I didn't think I was going to see 30. You know, so. And this year's celebration, I think, is kind of special because 2019 and 2020, I really wasn't feeling it. You know, I lost my mom in December 2018. I lost my uncle in March of 2019. and I lost my second mom, which is my auntie Deborah, in 2000 in December of 2019. Celebration just wasn't there, but for some reason, I want to celebrate in honor of them three because I know that's what they were wanting. So to wake up on that day, to wake up on Friday, and to see another year of life, a brand new mercy of life, a gift, that calls for a serious celebration and a turn up moment. So, anyway, man, for anybody that's having birthdays this month, your birthdays aren't, the day that you're born is very important. Don't take it lightly. Don't just brush it under the rug. Oh, it's just no, it's not another day. That's another year of life. That's another age where people are dying every day. Celebrate it. Celebrate it if you just got to celebrate it yourself. Celebrate it. I was 2 years of a funk of celebration with great reason, in my opinion. So this birthday is gonna be. It just means it's just something meaningful for me. So anyway, y'all take it easy. Y'all stay up, man. Be positive. Be mindful of the company that you keep. Negative people are very, very toxic, and they're like wolves in sheep's clothing. Be careful. Check your camp. Check the people that you're surrounding. If you want things to be better in your friendships, in your relationships, with your family members, in your marriages, take judgments out of it. If you take judgments out of it, people would gravitate towards you more because they know they can come to you and you're not picking them apart and you're not judging them. That's my best advice. So, hey, man, y'all take it easy, man. Thanks for those that tune in, and leave your comments, man. I will respond. I will like them, and I will say something back to you. But that's it. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.